we were losing a lot of money under Biden, trillions of dollars.
Welcome to TVAI, where we bring you the latest insights, breaking news, and in-depth analysis of the global economic landscape. Here we dive deep into the stories that matter most to you, offering clear, unbiased perspectives on the trends, events, and developments shaping our world today. Stay tuned as we explore key topics, unravel complex issues, and provide you with the information you need to stay informed in a rapidly changing world. Whether it's trade, politics, technology, or global markets, TVAI is your trusted source for expert commentary and sharp analysis. Join us as we look beyond the headlines, dissect the facts, and offer you a deeper understanding of the issues at hand. TVAI, your go-to platform for intelligent discussions and comprehensive stories that matter. The global economy is a web of complex relationships, and when one of its key players, such as the United States, makes a move, the ripples are felt around the world. One of the most notable moves in recent years has been the aggressive tariff policies implemented by former President Donald Trump. His administration's decisions to impose tariffs on China and other trade partners sent shockwaves through international trade systems, disrupting established norms and creating a tense atmosphere in global markets. The question on everyone's mind is, did these tariffs lead to meaningful economic change, or were they merely a game of diplomatic poker? Trump's tariff war with China, initiated in 2017, was framed as a battle to level the playing field for American workers and companies. The U.S. imposed tariffs on billions of dollars worth of Chinese goods, ranging from electronics to steel, with the aim of reducing the trade deficit and encouraging China to curb unfair practices, such as intellectual property theft and forced technology transfers. In return, China retaliated with its own set of tariffs on American products, leading to a standoff that lasted for years. But the question remains, did this approach yield the intended results, or was it an economic gamble with far-reaching consequences? Trump has now hinted at the possibility of tariff talks resuming, signaling that an agreement may be on the horizon. Could this be the beginning of the end for the trade war, or is it just another phase in a protracted conflict? Simultaneously, Trump has stated a 100% chance that the United States will reach a deal with the European Union (EU) regarding trade tariffs. This statement, delivered with confidence, reflects Trump's strong belief that the U.S. will secure favorable terms in its trade relations with the EU. The U.S. and the EU have long been locked in discussions over tariffs, particularly those related to steel and aluminum. With Trump's assertion, there seems to be a sense of optimism that the EU is willing to come to the table for a mutually beneficial agreement. The Trump administration's trade policies have sparked mixed reactions. On one hand, the president's supporters argue that the tariffs were necessary to protect American jobs and industries from unfair foreign competition. They believe that by putting pressure on China and the EU, Trump has helped to level the playing field for American manufacturers and farmers. On the other hand, critics point out the negative consequences, such as rising prices for American consumers, strained diplomatic relations, and retaliatory tariffs that hurt U.S. exports. The potential trade agreement with the EU is particularly significant for American farmers, who have long been impacted by the trade war. The European Union has imposed tariffs on American agricultural products, including whiskey, motorcycles, and agricultural machinery. These tariffs have hurt American exports, and many are hoping that a deal with the EU will ease the burden on U.S. farmers. In addition to the agricultural sector, U.S. manufacturers are also hopeful that a resolution to the tariff dispute with the EU will allow them to regain access to important European markets. Steel and aluminum tariffs, in particular, have been a major point of contention, as these industries are vital to both the U.S. and EU economies. The outcome of these talks could determine whether American manufacturers can secure favorable access to European markets or continue to face stiff tariffs. While the optimism surrounding the potential deal with the EU is growing, the situation with China remains more complicated. The U.S.-China trade war has been a long and arduous process, with both countries trying to gain leverage over one another. The recent comments from Trump about a possible deal with China hint at the possibility of de-escalation, but the road to an agreement will not be easy. With both countries holding their ground on key issues, it remains to be seen how negotiations will unfold. Trump's approach to trade talks has been one of boldness and unpredictability. He has often used tariffs as a negotiating tool, threatening to impose even more tariffs if his demands are not met. This strategy has worked in some cases, as evidenced by the trade agreement with Mexico and Canada, but it has also resulted in significant economic fallout, particularly in sectors like agriculture and manufacturing. Despite the challenges, Trump has remained committed to his vision of America First. His goal has always been to bring more manufacturing jobs back to the United States, reduce the trade deficit, and protect American industries from foreign competition. Whether or not these goals are achieved will depend on the outcome of ongoing trade negotiations with both China and the EU. What is clear, however, is that the global economy has been irrevocably altered by these trade disputes. The US and China are two of the world's largest economies, and their trade relationship has far-reaching consequences for global markets. The tariffs imposed during the trade war have disrupted global supply chains, raised costs for consumers, and caused volatility in financial markets. The eventual resolution of the trade war, if it happens, will have significant implications not only for the US and China but for economies around the world. Looking forward, the US faces important decisions regarding its trade policy. Will the country continue to use tariffs as a primary tool of negotiation, or will it shift towards a more collaborative approach with its trading partners? The outcome of the current tariff talks with China and the EU may offer some insight into the future direction of US trade policy. As we await the next steps in these negotiations, it is clear that the path to a resolution is far from straightforward. The stakes are high, and the consequences of these talks will reverberate throughout the global economy for years to come. Whether the US will emerge victorious in these trade battles, or whether it will face new challenges, remains to be seen. What do you think? Do you believe that Trump's tariff strategy will ultimately benefit the US economy, or will it lead to more challenges down the road? As the world watches closely, the outcome of these trade negotiations will shape the future of global commerce and influence US relations with its most important trading partners. Feel free to share your thoughts and opinions on this issue in the comments below. Let us know how you think the US should approach its trade relations moving forward. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on the latest global economic developments. Stay tuned for more updates on TVAI.